Sir, can you hear me? Anand, sir.
Yes.
I don't know how to open this camera and all. Yeah. Am I visible, Anand, sir? Sir, am I visible and audible?
Yes, ma'am. A very good evening to everyone. I'm Anand Babu. I'm welcoming you for this today's session. For today, the webinar that we are going to have is Mastering the Math Mindset, Strategies to Success in Problem Solving. Let me please introduce our honorable speakers, Mr. Syed Sanaullah. With his 25 years of teaching experience, he can ace math problems and he knows how to knack the problems and how to simplify the problems. We are really glad to have him here. And our Miss Sirisha ma'am, we are very glad to have you here. With her 11 years of experience, she's going to share some insights that are really going to matter in the board exam. Without any delay, let me please uh, give this moment to Sirisha ma'am. Ma'am, it is your time.
Yeah, thank you so much, Anand, sir. So, hello everyone, and thank you for joining us for this exciting webinar on Mastering the Math Mindset, Strategies for Success in Problem Solving. So, today's session is all about empowering you with the mindsets in problem solving. So, together we will discover how persistence, curiosity, and love for learning can lead you success in problem solving. So, here we have some strategies which can help the students to succeed in problem solving. So, firstly, we have embrace a growth mindset. Next, we are going to discuss about the next strategy, which is about understanding the problem. Then we have plan your approach, execute the plan, review and reflect, practice regularly. Finally, we'll conclude with stay positive and confident. So, here, under the umbrella of embracing a growth mindset, students should have faith in your abilities, is about believe in your abilities. Next, we're going to explain about learn from mistakes. Positive self-talk should be done, then persistence. So briefly, let us have a discussion on this embrace a growth mindset. So here, always the students should have faith in their abilities in mathematics. In mathematics, it's all about having confidence in their potential to learn. Here, students with potential, they can learn, grow, and overcome challenges. So here, with the right mindset and strategies, definitely the students can master mathematical concepts and excel in problem solving. So once we are with confident, then let us move on to the let's learn from mistakes. Learning from mistakes plays a prominent role in the student's life. Here, learning from mistakes in the sense you should treat mistakes as a valuable lessons or opportunities because mistakes are the natural part of a learning process. Remember, students, you should remember that every mistake is an opportunity for growth. With the right mindset, there is no limit what you can achieve. So, in between, we should encourage ourselves. Here, a suggestion to the every student that they should encourage themselves with a positive self-talk, like using with the help of positive affirmations, like I can do this and I'm capable of doing this, or else I'm capable of finding this solution. Such kind of affirmation should be given. Such kind of encouragement should be given to us. And of course, already we are confident in doing the mathematics. And of course, your persistence plays a prominent role, I can say. So, persistence in problem solving is nothing but you should not give up when the solution isn't immediately clear. What I mean to say is, if one method doesn't work, try another. There are often multiple ways to solve a problem. I think students, you got my point. If one method doesn't work, you should not worry about those all. Try another method, try another approach, because we have n number of ways to solve the problem. Here, persistence helps you explore these different approaches. Now, let us move on. Now we are ready with the good mindset and, of course, having faith in your abilities. Then we discussed about the learning from mistakes, which helps you to learn a number of things from the mistakes. And we should have a positive self-talk. Then we are ready with a good mindset. Now let's move on to the next strategy, which is about understanding the problem. So point to be noted here is, you are going to understand the problem carefully. Under that, so if you check, under the problems or under understanding the problem, three components, like read carefully, identify key information, clarifying the doubts. In the sense, reading the question is most important part in this understanding the problem. To understand the problem carefully, you should thoroughly read the question. Here, reading the question thoroughly is the first and most critical step, and of course crucial step in solving any mathematic problem, math problems. Always, students, from my side, I would like to suggest you that always take your own time, take your time to read and understand the problems before you dive into the calculations. So some children, they'll rush through the question. So rushing through the question doesn't help you. If you rush through the question, it can lead you to the misinterpreting the problems, resulting in incorrect solutions. So be careful, read the question carefully. Reading the problem allows you to choose right formulas, right methods, strategies, and of course steps in the problem solving. So make sure you fully understand the question before attempting to solve it. Then once you are done with the reading the question, then during the reading the question, you should identify the key information. Identifying the key information is nothing but the clues, what we have in the question, or the hints, clues, whatever we have in the question, we should identify them. And of course, it helps you to solve the problem. Identify the key information from the math question. And of course, it helps you in efficient problem solving, and it helps you in error reduction and enhance critical thinking. I can say it's a vital step that lays the groundwork for successfully tackling and solving math problems. So if anything is unclear, ask questions or check additional information to clarify your doubts. So now you are ready with the question. You read the question, and of course you identify the key information. And now next you're going to go with plan your approach. The information, whatever you read in the question, next move, it should be about plan your approach. Plan your approach is nothing but divide the given problem into the smaller or more manageable parts. This helps you in tackling the problems and of course reduces the feeling of being overwhelmed. So break it down in the sense, divide the question. For example, if it is a word problem, divide it into the smaller parts. It helps you to find out the right formula or right strategy and right method to be used. Then after dividing it, and of course you'll be ready with the right strategy. Choosing a right strategy plays a prominent role here. So choose a right strategy, which means choosing the best method to solve the problem, such as drawing a diagram, making a table, writing down the formulas which are needed to solve the problem. Choosing a right strategy here, for example, if you want to go with the question from the direct or inverse proportion, read the question carefully, get ready with the things, like what are the two things we are comparing in the question, and try to mention it in the table, so that kind of table can help you in solving the problems. So in such a way, you're going to choose the right strategy. Now, making a plan involves outlining the steps you needed to reach the solution, which means creating a step-by-step procedure to how to solve it. I mean, you read the question, you're ready with the key information, and of course, you're ready with the strategy. So these all are the steps where you took and you're trying to reach to the solution. And of course, Once you are done with the plan, then you are supposed to move on to the executing the plan. Once you are done with the plan, you are ready to focus on executing the plan. Here, executing the plan in the sense, work through the problem methodically, following the plan you have made. So in this, executing the plan, ensure that each and every step is correct before moving on to the next step. So in a solution, for example, if we have 4 to 5 steps, complete the step 1, then you cross check, review the step. If it is everything perfect, then next you should move on to the next step. So that's the reason why here, as a teacher, I suggest my children to check each and every step before you move on to the next step. And next thing is about keep your work neat and organized to avoid confusion. So after completing your solution, now it's time to review and reflect, I can see. Here, review and reflect helps you in checking the mistakes. As we discussed in the growth mindset, there we learned from the mistakes, right? That strategy can be used here. Reviewing work helps in identifying and correcting mistakes so that we can prevent the reinforcement of incorrect methods. So here, check your answers, children. Check your answers to make sure it makes sense and is correct. If anything went wrong, just try to go back to the before step what you wrote, check the step, next go to the next one. I mean, think what strategies worked well here and what could be improved. So now, after reviewing the question, after reviewing the solution, reflecting on errors helps students understand where did they go wrong. I mean to say, once you are done with the solution and you reviewed it, for example, reflecting in the sense, you can cross-check with the process whatever you have done. And it helps you to find out, okay, where you went wrong, okay, what is the mistake, where can I connect? In such a way, you can avoid the similar mistakes in the future. Now think about the strategies, what worked well and what could be improved. Such kind of reviewing reflection will help you a lot. So use this kind of reflection to improve your approaches to future problems. And the most important strategy I can say is about regular practice. I can say it's about regular practice. So here, regular practice in mathematics is a key strategy to success in problem solving. So children, listen. Repeated practice helps you to reinforce mathematical concepts and ensure they are firmly understood and remembered. So it helps you. So whenever you are doing your practice, so n number of times you'll be practicing the problems. So whenever you're doing such kind of practice, it helps you in transferring knowledge from short-term memory to the long-term memory. And of course, it helps you, it is easier to recall information whenever you read it. For example, you're going to write some examination, in that particular question has come, whatever you practiced before. So there, it helps you to recall the information, whatever you practiced. So here, regular practice hones critical thinking and problem solving skills. So enabling you to tackle complex problems with ease. Additionally, this regular practice, it helps you to increase your speed and becoming more efficient in solving problems. And of course, here we can talk about a time management. So regular practice, if you're good at, if you're you have done the regular practice, and of course there you can find out the time limit, and also you can go with a good time management during examination. So you can increase your speed, and of course you'll be efficient in problem solving. And regular practice in mathematics is a cornerstone of success, as you know. So by making practice a consistent part of your routine, you can develop a strong foundation and achieve your full potential. So now let's move on to the next strategy, which is about staying positive and confident. And of course, already we discussed about confidence. So in this regard, approach maths with a positive attitude and confidence, I mean to say. So here, approaching with positive attitude and having confidence in your abilities will help you to succeed in problem solving. Recognize and celebrate your success no matter how small. Keep yourself motivated by setting goals and rewarding yourself for achieving them. So, in such a way, by adopting these all strategies, so you can develop a strong foundation. So, here, children, by adopting these all strategies like mindset, growth mindset, embracing a growth mindset, understanding the problem, reading it carefully, and of course, clarifying your doubts, noting down the key information, these kind of strategies, these all strategies together will help you to develop a strong foundation and become more, you can become more successful in solving problems. So, as you continue to practice and refine your skills, you will find mathematics becoming just not a subject to read or solve, but it becomes a powerful tool to you to explore, understand, and shape the world around you. Remember, the key is to stay persistent, keep learning, and never give up. So, till now, we discussed these all strategies. I hope it helps you a lot. So, you are requested to follow all these strategies, which helps you to get success in problem solving. And I thank you, everyone. I would like to thank my management for giving this wonderful opportunity. So, now I welcome my colleague, Sanovala sir, to share some valuable tips from the grade 10 board exam perspective.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, esteemed attendees and viewers. I'm Sanaullah, and I'm glad to share some effective tips from the preparation perspective for board exams. Okay, children, first and foremost step is to thoroughly prepare the concepts of a chapter. After preparing the concepts, you must, suppose you got any doubts, that doubts need to be clarified with your teacher. And to prepare the concepts, the best part is to prepare a mind map, also called a concept map. Children, what is a concept map? What is a concept map? Concept map is that where all the key concepts of the chapter and also formulae of the chapter need to be written at one place. And don't skip this step, children. A mind map is a tool where you organize all the key concepts and formulae related to a chapter. Okay. After thoroughly practicing the concept map, then you can start beginning solving the problems. Okay? It is a very, very, very important thing that all formulae related to the particular chapter to be written in an A4 sheet, and that need to be placed nicely in nearly to your study table, so that whenever you check, whenever you see it, that formulas will register nicely in your mind. For practicing the formulae, at least 10 to 15 minutes time need to be given every day. Okay, children? Okay. In addition to that, to see centum success, what I mean about centum success is to score 100% in mathematics. You must practice 4 things. The first one is your textbook problems. Thoroughly you need to practice, including examples, children. And second one is exemplar problems. Okay? And third one is competency focused questions. Maybe, SSC, ICSE, all, they are giving competency focused questions. And this time in CBSE board, they are, allotting 50% of marks for this. And also case study problems. So textbook problems, exemplar problems, competency focused questions, and case study problems. this need to be practiced thoroughly. Children, thank you for listening me patiently, but I would like to add on some more tips so that you can score well in your coming board exams. My first point is to practice at least 5 years previous question papers. Like now it is 2025, 2024, 23, 22, 21, and 20. These previous year papers need to be practiced thoroughly. In addition to that, you must practice sample papers also. Few sample papers also you must practice, children. And I have seen children saying that, time management is a biggest concern, the big concern for a student. How to manage time during the examination. Some children are unable to complete all the sections given in your question paper. See children, it's a very simple thing. See, when you are practicing your previous year papers or your sample papers, you see that papers are completing in the allotted time. This improves your speed and accuracy in exams. Okay? And also, before writing an examination, please allocate specific time slots for each and every section. Like, MCQs, this much time you are going to allot, and how much time you want for 2 marks, or for 3 marks, or for 4 marks, or for 5 marks questions. Okay, children, it is utmost important after writing the examination. It is utmost important to review your work. Okay? Yeah. When you are in the examination hall, suppose when you are in the examination hall, when a question paper is shared to you, given to you, 15 minutes you have to read the question paper thoroughly. As you are aware that there are some questions as internal choice in particular sections. I hope you know. Okay? First of all, the easy questions means what you have prepared nicely, that need to be circled in this 15 minutes. Okay? Suppose during the examination, suppose you stuck at a particular problem, you please don't waste too much of time. Move on to the next question. Then you can come back later to the question which you have not answered or partially answered. Okay? So I hope it helps you. And after answering the question, suppose in section B, say 2 marks questions, 5 questions need to be answered. Okay. Okay, 4 marks, 4 questions are answered by you. 1 question need to be answered. So there is no ambiguity here. Already you have circled the question which you need to answer. You have answered it. Then you put a tick mark already, right? So for that purpose, what you have to do, which section, which question you need to answer, it is easy to locate or it saves your time. Okay, children, still suppose further also this time is not managed properly by you. So there is only one thing. What is that? Do you know? Do you know what is that? You have to practice the concepts once again of a particular chapter where you are lagging or where you are stuck in. That chapters, the formulae, concepts, examples, exemplars, competency focused questions, all these things all these you have to practice a little more. It helps you, children. Okay. One more thing, during answering the question paper, you must write neatly and with legibly or legible handwriting. And for every question, each and every step need to be mentioned very clearly. Do you know, children? For every step, there are marks are allotted. Okay. Then finally, when you reach the solution, highlight the answer by making a box or underlining it. So for this, you can use pencil, right? Okay, children. Next, after suppose you have written a solution, what you have to do immediately? You have to take a ruler and scale, nicely you underline. Then you go for the next question. And at the end, what you have to do, please check all the parts of the question are answered or not. Like suppose in 21st question or any question, you have two parts. That two parts is completely answered or not. Please review your work. And also, please double check your calculations. Okay. And yeah, after that, so students, I believe that by following these steps, you can answer your maths paper in an organized and effective manner. So thank you, children, for listening with patience. And lastly, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Rockwoods International School Management for providing me wonderful opportunity to be a part of this, esteemed seminar. Thank you. Over to Anand sir.
Thank you, sir. Sanavula sir, am I audible?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir, Sanavula sir, and Sirisha ma'am. Thanks a lot for your informative, insightful, and invigorating webinar. I hope it is really, really helpful for students. It is the time to answer some questions. I think both the speakers are ready for this.
Yeah.
We have got some questions in the box here, comment box. Let me please ask you this. Sir, the first question is, how can students overcome the fear of word problems in math? It would be better if you answer it.
It's a wonderful question, I can say. So here, the children, they can overcome the fear of this word problem. So initially, we discussed about a strategy that read the question carefully, understanding the problem. We discussed about strategy. So that kind of strategies can be used there. So the moment they start reading the question, understanding is most important. So they should read the question very, very carefully and let them divide the question into the parts so that they can choose a right strategy or a right formula, whatever they can use. For example, if you want to go with a question called just now we discussed about a direct and inverse proportion question, right? So there they can read the question very carefully. They should gather the key information from the question. So it helps them to tackle that problem easily. And of course, they gather the information, they can place it in the tabular form. So easily, if it is direct proportion, they are going to use the formula kind of x by y is equals to constant. And of course, if it is inverse, so based on the question, if they read the question carefully, they can understand it. They can understand the process. This is the first point. So second thing is about practicing regularly helps a lot. Here, if they practice regularly, of course, they can learn how to manage with the time, and of course, they'll be moving this kind of knowledge from short to long-term memory, as we discussed. And here, the word problem, splitting it and doing it, and of course, concluding it with the solution. Find those all things can help the children in overcoming the fear of these word problems, I can say. Thank you, sir. Next, can I have
Thank you,
one more
ma'am. Thank
question?
you for that. Another question that we have got is, what techniques would you recommend for students who are struggling with time management during exams? Sanavolu sir, I think it would be better if you answer this because you are talking about time management. Please go on.
As I discussed, sir, regarding this time management, they have to practice previous year papers, sample papers, okay. The allotted time. They need to check within what time they are completing. And second and foremost thing is that they have to allocate time for each and every section, so that in what time they are going to complete the particular section. So in this 3 hours, suppose 3 hours time is there, they must see that they are completing the answers by taking 2 hours, 2.5 hours time, so that a good review work is done. Okay, and it helps also. What I feel.
Oh, thank you, Sadhbhat, for that. Could you share an example of how maths can be related to real life scenarios? Either of you can answer.
Yeah, sir. So now, like, of course, the question, wonderful question, I can say. As you, like, math is everywhere, is it not? Math is everywhere.
Yes.
For example, if children, if they want to go to shopping or any, if like if they want to cook, so in regarding cooking, they should add the ingredients, and of course they should maintain the quantity, how much quantity should be added, the salt and all. And of course, if they go to the shopping and all, taking checking the bills and all, calculating percentages, discount and all those things, of course. And one more real life example I can say it as like playing games, a sports kind of thing. There they can go with this probability, data handling and all. So I can say these kind of examples. Of course, math is everywhere. So in such a way, the children then they can connect the math with the real life situations, I can say.
Thank you, ma'am, for that. What common mistakes do students make in problem solving, and how can they avoid that? Avoid them, sir. Can you please answer for this? Common mistakes that students usually do, either unintentionally.
Oh, so first of all, they have to be perfect in basic arithmetical operations, like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, doing square, cubes, square root, cube root. So first thing is that they should be practicing nicely all these operations whenever they are doing, whenever they are these applications, they are applying operations. When they are applying, they have to do it a little carefully. One example I would like to give, like 402. Okay, 402 is divided by 8. What generally children will do, 8 5 is 40, and then 2 will be the remainder. They take 0 and they directly keep point over there, right? 8 5 is 40, 2, then 8 2 16, 8 5 is 40. So what is their answer? It is 5.25, isn't it? But that is not 5.25, that is 50.25, right? So these kind of problems whenever are there, they have to little think about it and they have to do perfectly. Not only that, word problems also they are facing. They have to frame the equation according to the problem given or the content given. Okay, word problems they have to be a little more careful. Also, when they are solving the equations, see this biggest mistake you see, sir. A pair of linear equations are there that need to be solved. And in the question paper, it is given substitution method. Suppose a child is aware of elimination method. So that what will be doing by that method, elimination method. But what exactly given? Substitution method is given. So anyhow, answer is right. But the person who is correcting the paper cannot give marks for that. So please read the question carefully to avoid mistakes. That is the first thing. And do the operations, all these operations very carefully.
Yes, I would like to add one more point to this. So here, the children usually hurry-burriedly they'll be doing the calculation so that they can commit a mistake during this simplification and all. And as sir said, the misreading of the question can lead to these kind of mistakes. And sometimes the children will be hurry-burriedly jumping into the conclusions. So I should find out the solution, fatafat, fatafat. In such, they can commit the common like these kind of mistakes can be done. So the children should read the question carefully and they should analyze the problems in such a way they can avoid this kind of mistakes, I can say. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
One more point I would like to add. They should know when they have to apply this, especially grade 10 children, where they have to apply this LCM and HCF. So, information is given in the question. Suddenly, some children will be doing HCF, where the problem is of LCM. So, they have to know the concept also thoroughly. When they know the concept thoroughly, and I don't think so, and this will be a, big task for the children.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am, for that. Please answer this last question as well because of the time constraint. How do you recommend balancing conceptual understanding and practice in mathematics? Either of you can answer.
Yeah, yeah, sir, I can. So here you're asking about balancing the conceptual and understanding the problem, right? So here the child should have a good conceptual understanding. They should be very perfect with the concept. So this can happen with the help of practicing regularly, I can say. Is it not? While listening to the lecture, while listening to the class, whatever they are listening in the classroom, they should be very clear. And of course, then and there, they should practice it regularly. So here, practicing regularly can help the children to balance these kind of things. And here, the practicing and conceptual questions, though, when they are practicing, they should add all kind of questions of all kind of difficulty levels. When they are practicing a paper or any kind of textual exercises or whatever it may be, they should add all kind of questions with all kind of difficulty levels. And of course, time stamping should be done. So within the time I should complete these all problems. So there a child gets the clarity about the time management. And of course they'll be doing the problems based on the difficulty level, and of course the middle level, and of course easier one. So all kind of problems with the time management. So in such a way, they can balance this conceptual understanding with the practice by practicing regularly. They can do this, I can say.
Sir, let us end with this, very famous saying: "Practice makes
Man
man."
perfect. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that. Thanks a lot for this insightful, informative webinar. I just want to put it in a nutshell. Consistent practice, planning, and executing the plan is the key to success, right?
Yes.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for your insights. I just want to end it in this way. If you find exam as a forest, if you don't know where to go, actually, forest is a synonym for woods, right? And here we are there to rock. That's why our school is Rockwoods, and
Yeah.
we are Rockwoodians. I hope this session is really, really informative and useful for all the children. Thanks a lot for your patience. Thanks a lot for everything. Uh, Thank you, sir. With that note, we can end it up.
Thank you,
Thanks a
sir.
lot for being here once again.
Thank you, sir.
See you again.